Minho can do a good rhythm and go free. But I hope Andrea, I think, is very strong.
So Celestino Vietti, no surprise there, the academy riding, going for a fellow academy.
There's 25 points and some silverware up for grabs. That's the most important, but fastest in FP3. This here last November, Fernandez was just in a completely different of attacking him on that final circuit in Doha.
We're ready to go racing here in Portugal for the third round. McPhee. 21 laps of Moto3 in Portugal underway. It was a good start from teammate Foggia on the approach to turn one, but it will be Minho that holds on to the lead.
Yeah, it's corner then. Minho got the whole shot from pole position. The dream start for the attack. Yeah, not a great initial launch off the line by Sasaki, but once he clicked go, and another of the Red Bull KTMs as well, so Sasaki loses a couple of places early on
to 5th place. So Minho holds firm. See number 11, the red
3, and Acosta really looking strong. Minho though pinches that place straight back as they climb up through turn.
Qatar, his second place in his win. He'd never even seen the place before.
Didn't he win the Junior World Championship race here last year, I believe?
Though that leads. Oh, lovely move that from Andrea Minho. Beautifully executed there from the sniper's man.
Massia found a way through on Finati at last. Just a slightly wider line. Minho through though, so stood firm.
I can tell you that John McPhee went across the line 20 points. They've just got to work together, haven't they? Those three riders that are all going to be bunched together. Lengths ahead of Sergio Garcia as we complete lap 2.
Artigas briefly. Lots of fast laps coming in behind him, including
after the elevation changes, even on the start finish straight, the dip into turn 1. Looks like his lead has gone already. Minho's managed to close Royal Costa, number 37, and Garcia, Suzuki, Rodrigo, and Massia.
Artigas was just a little bit wide, door wide open for Andrea Minho. An invitation, he sweeps up the inside of the Spanish rock. John McPhee kicked him. He'll be kicking himself now, Alcoba, for getting involved in that skirmish. Front row yesterday, there was so much work to do. You've got to feel like his podium chances.
That last lap, they were 15 seconds away from the race leader.
A bit further up the road by just over 5 seconds. He did start 5 seconds at the line to start this current lap.
In Qatar, when the guys made it onto the start finish, exactly the same is happening here on the start finish straight in Portugal. Here we are on board with the remains out front.
Foggia dropping anchor there with that right foot to make sure he stopped this. He's out of 3rd place then, and it's a disastrous start to 2021 for Foggia to take the lead. Foggia's already snatched that advantage back.
Yeah, a scrappy involved. He was getting it a bit out of shape. Oh no, he did get some help. He got help from Gabriel Rodrigo.
Look at that one.
So it's Foggia that leads from Acosta and Garcia. Then it's Andrea.
Qatar won, he wiped out Alcoba, McPhee and Minho. And then I think last time out he was
that leads the World Championship leader who comes into this
winning pedigree, as we mentioned, the race winner in the Junior World Championship. Now then, with clear track in front of him, incident is currently under investigation.
Onto the start-finish straight we go. Acosta, Saki's in there as well as Jaume Massia, Rodrigo. It's Foggia that still leads.
Way back there, didn't he, Gabriel Rodrigo? That was heart in the mouth action. This is where he tagged the back of turn 3 as well.
Apparently, this is a one-line track. One to call. These guys will only see it one way, of course.
Yeah, round in disgust, as Steve mentioned there. Foggia flying their flag right now.
Number 37 is Minho 3rd, then Garcia, Rodrigo, Suzuki, Sasaki 11th place. Down the hill they go. In 2nd, 3rd, 4th.
Really does. It looks like he's been in this World Championship for a decade.
Not a report on the 4 guys starting from pit lane. Binder 9.9 off. Alcoba and Onju 14 seconds go then. Once more to complete lap 5. Foggia just has the edge. But here comes Minho on the Razor machine, which changes sponsorship every single weekend, up into 2nd place.
Quickest man and fastest lap of the race so far. 15th place at 48.358, half a second quicker than the leading group.
Qualifying, aren't they, the Bristol GP guys? 3 at Doha, he, like Acosta, was flying through the pack, and here comes Artigas. He had...
Yeah, his teammate though, Foggia, doing an outstanding job. The World Championship leader Garcia there. Poleman Mino still in 4th place. He's being harassed by Hicks. Move there a little bit further back by Suzuki through 14 on his compact.
There's Isan Guevara, the other Spanish rookie, Gaspar rider number 28. Needs a big result today. Really needs the confidence booster. He blows hot and cold.
Working together, Yamanaka and De Pasquet have just exchanged fastest laps of the race. They've both got themselves onto the back
seconds at the moment, and then there's a bit further back, Tatai's been cut adrift in 8th. There is Alcoba and Denizonju, and then you just about saw John McPhee.
Yeah, in fact, a second faster was Alcoba. I suppose the question is how much of those guys really having to work hard. Yes.
Still the same at the front, the Leopard Honda number 7, Dennis Foggia, who leads from Pedro Acosta.
Quiet so far in 8th place. Yeah, been very low-key, hasn't he, Massey? He just keeps reading off personal best laps, though. Another one on that's no way through for the 658 Squadron Corsa man.
Finati also present. Adrian Fernandez having a good ride. Younger brother of Raul.
Tangled further back there.
That's Toba, isn't it?
Toba. Yeah, they look like Kaita Toba. It's so tight when it's so close in this battle. And Gabriel Rodrigo's been given a long lap penalty for the victory. Of course, he'll have to do 1 long lap penalty. He can take inspiration from the likes of Foggia last year. He did a double long lap penalty. It's argue though, hang on a minute, what did I do that was worse than what Salas did yesterday in qualifying?
That is very true.
Day, wasn't it?
There was somebody else involved in that as well, was it? Adrian Fernandez.
Was it Toba Well's got a lot of work to do now?
Rodrigo's taken his penalty and he's rejoined in 15th place. So he's got it all to do again as we cross the line, and Acosta now and Foggia just...
Fernandez dominated the Moto3 race here last year. That was Raul Fernandez, younger brother Adrian. Denying him, he's in 9th place.
Yeah, excellent job. Excellent job from...
He's been out front for quite some time now, hasn't he? Running a pretty good pace. There's Gabriel Rodrigo then with Salas absolutely walloped into the side of Rodrigo qualifying yesterday.
Took Gabriel Rodrigo. He got the message.
Yeah, not ideal, but not a race-ending sanction.
No,
because he knows 4 months ago.
Yeah, there's a lot of race left here in this one. This is lap 9. We've still got place, and then a small gap back to Jason De Pasquier, the Swiss rider. He's in 11th. Nepper doing well as well. 12th. Once more, slipstream down the start-finish straight. Via makes 1 place up. He's gone into 2nd ahead of Acosta.
This potentially turn 3, no way through. At the moment, Binder down in 22nd place. This 3rd Grand Prix of the season. Still very early days, of course, but you don't want to be surrendering big jump.
Yeah, he was sat up, Antonelli. It's a racing incident. It's nobody at fault there. It's just an unfortunate turn of events.
Sergio Garcia as they drop down through turn 11 and 12.
At the moment, Gabriel Rodrigo has now moved up to 12th. It won't be long till he's leading that 2nd group.
Ready, points in the first 2 and looking to make it 3 in a row.
That insult to injury has been given a track limits warning. Doesn't look like there's going to be any points on offer for the...
Really damaging for John McPhee's championship.
Just lapping in the late 149s. He's the slowest rider out on track at the moment for some reason. Back at the front still, Foggia the lead from Acosta and Garcia. There was a moment on Jaume Masia.
Those guys aren't going to do any Acosta heroics, Steve. I mean, if you look at Alcoba, who's the head of that race, he's not going to make up a 2nd lap.
No, and also, Matt, despite the fact that these 10 riders will overtake here in Portugal, even on a Moto3 machine, but the lead's not chopping and changing in Doha.
As we've seen from Romano Finati for quite some time, he's due a big result, isn't it? It's a long time since we've seen Cloth
here in Portugal. So sooner or later, with 4 or 5 laps to go, you might have turned 1. He can't be beaten at the moment. He is the last of the late breakers.
We've got a fast and angry great lap time, by far the fastest of the race. A new best race lap from the Argentinian. He's on the charge. He's gone
sensibly. Mino had gone up into 3rd, but Garcia through turn 5 has just taken that 3rd place back again.
The Italian maybe compromising his own race. He just seems pretty happy to settle in behind.
Opportunity here into turn 10. varying lines from the riders. A move there.
Fernandez on Finati, a bit of friendly fire in the Max Biaggi Stelgarda racing team. Is beautiful. Dennis Foggia leading at that stage, he's still out front. Pedro Acosta seems to pick up, he's not getting away from him.
Might be another fastest lap coming from Rodrigo here in 11th place as they cross.
We took nearly half a second out of Nicola Antonelli.
Pedro Acosta thought about a move on Foggia into turn 3 there. But this one is a bit tricky. Negative camber, downhill, turn 5.
New best race lap from the Argentinian. The problem is when he gets on to the likes of Antonelli and Finati, the back of this battle, win the long lap penalty in the first place.
Adrian Fernandez there.
It's not, is it? Mino, isn't it?
Mino.
Yeah, there was not a lot of room there, but Mino pinched whatever room there was. Beautiful history repeats itself here today in Portimao. There is Rodrigo then. He's just swallowed up that 1.2.
Gets tucked in on that Cressini Honda to great effect. Across the line we go.
Another 47, that's 3 in a row now from him. He's on the charge.
There's a move coming here from the Red Bull boys.
You can see it there now, harden the brakes into turn 3. So that's one picked off for Rodrigo.
Yeah, now we're getting some moves.
They're exchanging the same paints if it does get a little bit more feisty between the pair of them.
So Red Bull KTM trio teaming up behind Dennis Foggia at the front of this race.
Really angry with him to fight for the victory. He said he's got to keep a cool head in those key moments. At the moment, he's doing just that. He's tried numerous times, but just resist that temptation to fire it at the inside. With Foggia on the brakes and just tire for yourself.
Further back, Alcoba has now joined another group. He's gone further back. Across the line we go, though, at the front. Foggia still leads. Does it change? Here come the
time to do a practice session. He was never going to be scoring points coming from a pit lane start plus 10 seconds. Up the hill into turn 4. Foggia straight back. And Foggia just says, let's not mess each other up. I've got the rhythm here. Yeah, I agree with you, Steve, as well. I think a number of laps, maybe just waiting to keep some tyre life for the end of the race, and now he's starting to pick his
teammate that took all the headlines as well in Doha. He'll want to put that one right, because the old saying,
like a rookie, how's he over the first 2 Grand Prix of the season? Looking to make it back-to-back wins.
The rooks laps to go. 11 riders in the mix for the win here in Portugal. Jaume Masia forces his way through into 3rd ahead of Mino
as well. He got his head down. A 48.413 from the race leader. Suzuki's gone down. Very kind for the Japanese riders in this race. Toba was down there in an instant with Guevara. Now Suzuka from a very good position in the race. Don't know whether he was going over to apologise at turn 3. Proving to be particularly treacherous here in Portimao, isn't it? Fernandez is the guilty party. Absolutely nothing before Tatsuki Suzuki could do about that one.
Seconds back to the Pasquier, his teammate Yamanaka, Salach and Nepa. Alcoba is now in the points.
Obviously had the advantage of a couple of riders going down in front of him. It's been a really good ride by here with 4 or 5 bike lengths over Acosta, and there'll be no slipstream to pick up for the Spaniard Rahia. There'll be pitch slipstream though for
Garcia's gone through up into 5th place ahead of Ayumi Sasaki.
Romano Finati, he's got into 47s as well. PB lap from him, 47.978. He's still within striking distance.
Real Rodrigo as Sasaki came through.
A Sasaki surge at turn 5 coming through.
We're going to now see what everyone's got. Can Antonelli muster up anything from 9th place at the back of this leading? It looks like 2 of his main rivals in the championship here are on for big points as well.
Yeah, I mean, he could be more than 30 games today too.
Foggia's done an outstanding job at the front.
That's where the KTM's that little bit better, so he knows exactly where to make his move on Foggia. Is he coming now? Oh, yeah, he wasn't going to make that move stick, was he, at all? He's got to be careful here.
But we'll call it as we see it. Mino, who has brilliant pace coming into this Grand Prix then, looking this good in quite a few years.
Acosta gave himself nowhere to go on the outside of that first corner with
back. Great move that from the Italian. The block pass works out
through 13. That was brilliant by the rookie.
He's able, much like Alberto Arenas was,
Portimao, a long way clear of Jason De Pasquet in 10th spot. Nicola Antoni's been at the back of the...
One of these guys, one of these 9 riders will be victorious in the Portuguese Grand Prix.
7th place at the moment. Sasaki got him in the first sector on this current lap. There's no way through.
On the podium in the opening race of the year in Qatar as well. Rodrigo, well, it's been ages, hasn't it? There's 3 laps to go in Moto. Acosta is in 2nd place, the World Championship leader.
Make a lot of time with that turning and the corner speed he's got on that KTM. Much better edge grip on the KTM man coming through that final corner.
Mino on the slipstream here, side by side with Dennis Foggia.
Just see there Acosta, that rear tyre slide, drive up the hill and pull away from Acosta.
Yeah, and Foggia has just put in his fastest lap of the race as well.
No,
he was brilliant, and then he just disappeared the following round.
Well, you look at it, Steve, 2nd in Portimao here 4 months ago.
Here, and this would be the perfect way to do it.
You know, Acosta's getting it very messy.
Hot. So hot.
Howard Foggia's trying to capitalise on the fact that he's so good in this 3rd sector, because he saw on that last lap
the final lap of the Portuguese Grand Prix, and Foggia has a nice advantage as we come over the hill.
To see though for Pedro Acosta to put clear daylight between himself at the top of the championship and the chasing pack.
Acosta loves a move into turn 3, but he's not quite close enough.
How close was that? He was stamping on.
There's a lunge coming from Pedro Acosta, you just know it. Will it be into turn 5? No, he's not quite close enough.
Well,
these two have broken away then. It's between Foggia and Pedro Acosta, the World Championship.
All the points here. Massey out. Binder not even in the point scoring places. Sector 3, he's been the best man of this race by a mile. It's between these two for the victory. Has Foggia got anything left in the what's left to try and fight back?
An excellent ride from Pedro Acosta. He wins it again. Outstanding.
He just kept the throttle pin wide open, and he's taken another victory by no points for Darren Binder here. A crash on the last lap for Jaume Masia. What a day for Pedro.
They should have been race over.
I thought he was going skywards, to be honest, at one point.
Unbelievable. A 2nd, a 1st, and another 1st place.